Top 10. Most expensive and luxury hotels to stay. Imagine hearing that one single hotel suite on this planet costs more than a luxury car, a year of rent in a major city, and probably half your sanity trying to understand why, all at the same time. Yes, the world of ultra-luxury hotels is so extreme that sometimes the price tag looks like a typo. And yet, people book them, live in them, and walk out casually like they didn't just sleep on a mattress that probably costs more than your entire apartment. Today, we are stepping into that world together. The world where a room looks more like a personal kingdom, where the view feels engineered to make your bank account cry, and where even the pillows have stories. And honestly, exploring these places tells you something about human imagination, how far we go for comfort, and how fascinating our planet can be. So let us dive into the top most expensive and luxury hotels you can stay in. And yes, I promise this will keep you hooked because every place just gets crazier than the last. The Royal Penthouse Suite. The Royal Penthouse Suite in Geneva is the kind of place that makes you question whether you should take your shoes off to avoid scratching the air, because everything feels too perfect, too pristine, almost unreal in how polished it is. This suite is famous for its panoramic view over Lake Geneva, the kind of view that might genuinely make you daydream for hours without even realizing time is passing. It has private elevators, 12 bedrooms, and a dining area that feels more like a diplomatic meeting room than a vacation spot, which makes sense since world leaders actually stay here. Some travelers say the overwhelming luxury can make you feel oddly responsible, like you suddenly have to act royal, even though you still lose your phone in your own bed at home. The Mark Penthouse. The Mark Penthouse in New York is one of those places where you almost expect a movie director to yell "cut," because everything looks like a set. Grand staircases, sweeping terraces, ceilings that stretch so high you wonder if clouds could form indoors. What makes it feel unique is not just the design, but the energy. You are sitting in the center of Manhattan, yet the penthouse is so peaceful it feels like it exists in its own universe. Now, some guests say the only real concern is that stepping outside after staying here makes regular city energy feel too chaotic, like going from a classical opera straight into a subway station. But if anything, that contrast makes the stay even more unforgettable, because the Mark has this effortless way of blending New York's intensity with its own bubble of calm luxury. Hilltop Villa. The Hilltop Villa is often called a resort within a resort, and the phrase is no exaggeration. This is where ocean, jungle, and architecture decide to work together like they rehearsed it. Staying here feels like you are sitting on top of the world, literally, because this villa sits high over Laucala Island's lush greens and bright turquoise water. There is this wild but peaceful feeling of being surrounded by nature, but the kind of nature that looks like a screensaver because everything is too perfect. Some visitors mention the only tiny challenge is convincing your mind that you are still on Earth and not somewhere designed by an artist with unlimited budget. But the moment you take your first walk around the villa, everything settles into this calm rhythm, and you feel like time slows down just for you. The Grand Riad. The Grand Riad at Royal Mansour feels like stepping into a private palace, the kind you usually see in historical shows but never imagine you could actually sleep inside. The detail in every corner, from mosaics to handcrafted wooden patterns, makes the entire space feel alive with culture and design. People sometimes say it is almost too beautiful to touch anything, like walking inside a piece of art. But what makes it comfortable is how surprisingly warm and intimate the atmosphere becomes once you settle in. Yes, it is huge. Yes, it is extravagant. But it also has this quietly calming aura. Like the walls themselves are telling stories, making it one of the most grounded forms of luxury you can ever experience. The Muraka. The Muraka is the type of room that makes your inner child scream. We are literally sleeping underwater, because that is exactly what it is. A bedroom beneath the ocean's surface, where fish casually pass by while you're brushing your teeth. At first, people imagine it might feel strange or maybe a little overwhelming to be surrounded by water, but once you settle in, it becomes one of the most peaceful experiences. The entire structure feels futuristic, almost like you're living in a sci-fi movie, but with Maldives calmness instead of dramatic background music. The Penthouse Suite. The Penthouse Suite in Cannes is iconic because it blends classic French elegance with that glamorous film festival, Sparkle the city is known for. The terrace is so wide that it feels like a runway where the breeze does its own slow-motion effect. Some guests worry they might feel out of place because of how luxurious everything looks. But the atmosphere finds a way to soften itself around you, almost like it welcomes you into this old-world charm where comfort is as important as beauty. Staying here gives you that cinematic feeling, like you're living inside your own movie scene without even trying. The Shahi Mahal Suite. The Shahi Mahal Suite feels like Dubai took its love for grand scale, sprinkled some fantasy, and decided to push it even further. Everything feels larger than life: towering ceilings, gold touches, views that look unreal, and a vibe that makes you feel like royalty even if you arrived wearing airport sweatpants. People sometimes talk about the overwhelming opulence, but once you get used to the space, the suite feels surprisingly homelike in an extravagant way, like it wants you to relax instead of being impressed all the time. The Maharaja Pavilion. The Maharaja Pavilion is the kind of suite where history and luxury meet each other so seamlessly you almost feel like you are living through a different era. The decor has this regal charm that makes every corner feel meaningful, like each design choice has a story behind it. Some guests say the size and richness can feel overwhelming at first, but the space slowly becomes familiar, like walking through a living museum where you get to touch everything. North Island Villa. The North Island Villa is the definition of natural luxury, where everything feels open, airy, and seamlessly woven into the landscape. You are surrounded by white sand, blue water, and that perfect soft breeze that hits at the right time, making you feel like the island is greeting you personally. People occasionally mention the quietness is so deep that it takes a moment to adjust, especially if you are used to city life. But soon, the calm turns into this addictive peace that you almost do not want to leave. The design blends rustic beauty with high comfort, creating a space where relaxation feels effortless. The Palms Villa. The Palms Villa at the Brando is the kind of place where time slows down and everything becomes softer. The waves, the light, the sound of leaves moving. This is luxury built inside nature, not on top of it, which makes the experience feel richer and more grounding. Some people say the villa feels so private that it can be almost surreal, like being on your own personal island. But the comfort of the design makes everything feel warm instead of isolated. The calm here is deep, the kind that stays with you long after you leave, making it one of the most unforgettable trips you can take. If you enjoyed exploring these unbelievable hotels with me, make sure to like the video, drop a comment telling me which place shocked you the most, and subscribe so you do not miss the next deep dive into the world's most fascinating destinations. Your support helps this channel reach even more people who love discovering the extraordinary.